120 years ago this week, Hearts opened Tynecastle with a crowd of 5,500 watching the opening match, which Hearts won 4-1 against Bolton Wanderers. Today, that fact is commemorated in the stands and in a souvenir programme, but which will be celebrated better by a victory today, with a Hearts side which sees the return of Stephen Presley and Jose Goncalves, both of whom missed the game last Wednesday, and minus the injured Jan Kolkas, they bring in Bruno Aguiar and Michael Pospisil. Dunfermline really fare well at Tynecastle and have already conceded 6 goals to Hearts this season. They hold on to the same men who drew 1 each with Falkirk last week, with the exception of Andy Todd, who comes back to the starting lineup. Well, about an hour and a half ago, Tynecastle was battered by an amazing hailstorm. It has recovered, but the pitch is heavy in certain places, especially away down Dunfermline's right wing at the moment. Czesnowski's trying to come through with that, and it's an early indication of what Hearts and their attitude is for this game. Robbie Nielsen with a long one, and it is. Oh, it's in! Pospisil opens the scoring. Ridiculous defending, but he was there and he took advantage of it, full advantage. Here's Hartley in a good position for Hearts. Neat little ball inside, and Dunfermline, 3 players could have gone for that. That is a very groggy looking defence at the moment there. It's a decent ball again, and it's in again! Robert Bednar. They were totally vulnerable in the air, and he wish he could manage a smile for us. It doesn't matter to them, they're happy enough. Good height in the air, not the right kind of challenge on him, but definitely that. I'm not quite sure if he actually knew where that might end up, but he was trying for it. And Hearts are 2 goals up within the first 15 minutes of this game. Played back the way. Oh, it's in again! Beautifully fired in there. Well, you could see as that came across, slipped all the way back. Mikalunas wriggled into a free position and then struck it home. Lethal play by the Lithuanian. Beautifully played inside. Bednar coming up. There's the run. I'm going to watch this. He almost got that back. Mikalunas. Up comes Hartley. Hearts continuing to press. Fisas this time, good run by the full-back. Could be another one if he can get the shot in, brilliantly saved. Can he do anything on the counter-attack? They've got a minute to do so. That's a stoppage time. O'Connell played it inside. Butchell. Decent save, and the first of the afternoon for the Hearts goalkeeper of any note whatsoever. They're now putting it back. Good support by Fisas. Ball played in again, and that was unconventional, but it worked. Aguiar will let fly. The slightest touch would have put that in. Better ball, that was a chance. A real chance there. Andrew Todd ought to have done better than that. I mean, if you're playing badly and you get from a set position like this an opportunity, then you should bury it. Well, Mark Butchell finding himself. Well, there's a beautiful run across there. That's a great save. And I think offside. Corner kick. Decent one in there. The substitute makes it 4-0. Juho Mäkelä. Once again, Dunfermline, although they've had a decent period in the second half, found utterly exposed in central defence. Marks coming away with it again. Yeah, that is going to be a yellow card. And goes a red. It's a straight red. So Greg Ross goes off for that tackle. Aguiar going down. He says, pick that up well. Surely he'll drive this in by Vesliga.
Yeah, it was important to start with. You know, I think Dunfermline were set up to kind of sit in, stifle the game for the first half hour, and we were hoping to go at them and get the early goals that we did. So the game went.
Well, Archie's joined us here in the studio after being at Tynecastle on Saturday. Archie, both on Saturday and last week at Celtic Park, even in defeat, Hearts look in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I think there are two very important things when you've got 5 games left. It's a close title race, or it's a close race for second place, and that is you have mental and physical resilience, and Hearts have got that as far as I'm concerned. And secondly, you've got a big squad. I mean, there was no Webster, there was no Jan Kaukas, and they could field players like Mikalunas, who scored a very good goal, who have been fringe players up till now in a kind of sense, and bring on Aguiar in midfield. So they've got a very deep squad from which they can draw, and it means if they have injuries, you saw the Lovenkrands injury, they can supplement what they've got, and yet still be able to score goals. Now, I mean, the first 2 goals were indicative of a very poor defence. Hearts players are in there to score the goals, there's no question at all about that. But look at that one again badly defended, but they took their chances. And that's what it's all about. This is the best of the goals. He comes up there and slots that away. So it shows you, and there is another big thing, Jim, and it's a psychological thing Zach was put away. And that is, Rangers have been over the course before in a situation like this, but playing for the title, not playing for second place. So psychologically, they may not have the edge that Hearts have. Hearts are in an unprecedented position. They've never been in a situation like this. We're on the verge of the Champions League. I just feel, I didn't see the Rangers game, I've only seen the highlights. I just feel they've got perhaps a bigger hunger. Yeah.
With just 5 games left now, the fight for the second Champions League place enters the final stages. And you wonder who'll eventually come out on top. With a 3-point lead and a superior goal difference, Hearts must be favourites. All season they've been excellent going forward. They play at a very high tempo, especially at Tynecastle, and they use the full width of the pitch. Hartley's the inspiration. Rangers get their inspiration from the captain, Barry Ferguson. Here he is winning a ball in midfield, feeds Thomas Buffel, and Boyd takes up the perfect position to score. With Boyd through the middle, Purcell's strength and running power sees him back out on the left, a position he's totally comfortable with. Hutton on the right-hand side is another who can drive forward, taking the play right into the last third and committing defenders. But equally, Hearts fullback Fisas is also capable of getting up in support. The killer pass here comes from Hartley, and when the cross comes over, Fisas is in the box, and Michaelinas almost scores. Michaelinas has the pace with the ball at his feet to make things happen as well. Likewise, Thomas Buffel. He has the running power for Rangers to take things forward. Defensively, in the last few weeks of the season, concentration is vital. Craig Gordon and Stephen Presley don't deal with this simple ball into the box. And at the back for Rangers, Kyriakos and Rodriguez leave things to each other, and thankfully for them, Vaterus makes an easy save. If that one was easy, this one from the under-fire Dutchman earned all 3 points. So, will it be Tynecastle for Champions League football next season, or will Rangers have the strength of character to get back on the biggest stage of all?
Well, it's one of the anomalies of this split is that teams play more home games and away games. Hearts have 3 home games, Rangers have 2. Significant advantage?
I think a lot of the things are loaded in Hearts' favour, Jim. You know, the fact that they are ahead, they have the goal difference, they have 3 home games, as you say. You know, it could maybe not go to that last game, or it could go to that last game with just 3 points between them. But that's effectively, as we're saying, 4 points. And if it goes to that, I could see that being the scenario that Rangers are having to pull back goals as well as points. And I don't think they can pull back the goal difference in the final game, to be honest.
Archie, you and I know that bookies don't often get it wrong. They have Hearts odds-on favourite to finish second, Rangers even money.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've already pointed out it's psychology now more than anything else, and I think they have that resilience. I know a lot of people thought that Hearts would collapse. I don't think they'll collapse. That doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to slip up. I think they might slip up. They've got very difficult away games, by the way. They've got Hibs at Easter Road, who are champing at the bit for revenge after the semi-final.